Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Lane, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
What's poppin'?
And my co-host, Ryan Fahey.
Gentlemen, how are we?
I am wonderful today.
Let's go.
And that hurricane was a joke.
Oh, we will rebuild.
We will rebuild from the hurricane.
Hurricane Henry.
The lone branch that fell from Hurricane
Yeah,
Henry.
literally.
I just had to get out of the road.
Sweet Jesus.
Dog, I brought everything inside, and I was more upset that I had to re-bring all that stuff outside.
Oh, I
The
know.
next
You
day.
do all that work. There better be some damage.
Give me something.
Give me
dude.
something.
A down power line.
Literally, one thing. Nothing.
One tree. I watched.
I wanted
The
I
grass
wanted to
got
lose
watered.
power.
I watched.
That's
Dude,
what happened.
I watched the news, and it literally one of the headlines was while I was at the whatever. One of the headlines, dead ass, was down tree in Spencer, not down tree on a car, down tree on
Just
a
in
house.
Spencer.
Just a tree fell. A one.
In someone's
single-
in someone's backyard. Just
Either way.
Get the
Hurricane Henry was a joke.
Hurricane Henry. We'll never forget you.
It's because you spelt it with an I.
Yeah, literally. I should have known.
It was
Should've
French. Do you know it was French?
Henri.
Yes, that's how you say it.
Hurricane Henri. Yeah, no wonder it ran away when it saw some. It had to do something and ran away. Oh, the French. You
Although
great
I don't-
people. That's a great shot at France.
Anyway.
That's a great shot. So good.
So NFL
What the
preseason,
hell is Peyton
I don't know
doing?
what he's doing, but NFL
It's a good
preseason,
joke. I'm more cultured. It's fine. Let's just go ahead. It's fine.
NFL preseason week 2, who have we seen that's impressed us the most? Ryan.
I don't know if I would say the most,
Or
but
somebody that has impressed you.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, come on. The first preseason game, he took care of the football. His average yard per throw was I think mid fours.
Yeah.
It was not great, but he was taking care of the football. He didn't miss. He missed a couple throws, but that was it. But I'm more focused on the second preseason game where he had a big jump. He hasn't thrown a touchdown yet, but he still took care of the football. He basically, outside of 2 drops, he
Like
missed one
mistake-free,
throw.
yeah.
He missed
Mistake-free
one
football.
throw in the second game, and his average yards per throw was in the high 7s, which is that's what I'm looking for.
Well,
And the 2 deep balls that I've seen him throw were dimes,
Yeah,
and his receivers just drop them. So it's like, you can't put that on him.
not
You
to
put that on the receiver.
not to mention too with Cam Newton out this week or the next 5 days because of a whatever that is. That just sounds a little suspect.
There was miscommunication in something.
Whatever, I don't know. That sounds a little sus. I just don't know. Really, New England, we don't make those mistakes. We really don't. I don't know. Either way, he's got a golden opportunity now to solidify that starting job. And I don't know. I don't want to make the narrative about it because I really don't think he's going to start. I really think it's Cam's job to lose.
Cam has impressed enough. He's also impressed in the preseason too,
yeah.
where he has earned the starting job in my eyes.
Yeah.
Clearly, Mac is a long-term guy, like we
We're
said.
going to see, though. Say Mac balls out 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, 20 for 20. Or 200 yards, rather.
I think Cam's just having all of last season and going through last season, I think he has that advantage above Mac Jones. Plus, when he is playing, he's done well enough where it's like, okay, it's not like Mac Jones has blown Cam out of the water in the preseason games. They've both been playing well. Cam's been there for a year. He's a more veteran guy. Like you said, he's even a little more mobile, so...
And
we haven't unleashed it yet.
I'll let me just give you guys some stats actually with Mac Jones this preseason, and this is among 45 qualified QBs. His overall pro fantasy football passing grade is a 93, ranked number 1.
Really?
One kept clean, 92.9, number 1. One under pressure, 76.7, number 1.
Really?
When throwing 20 plus yards downfield, 94.9, number 2. Jameis Winston's number 1.
We'll get to him.
Hysterical.
We'll get to him.
That's hysterical.
When throwing past the sticks, 97.4, number 1. He's having quietly one of the better preseasons we've seen. He just hasn't had the touchdowns to go with it.
Yeah. Well, it's mistake-free football. I will say that is against second units a lot of times.
That is also true.
I mean,
But
but at
still
the same time,
first in all those categories.
but at the
is
same
still
time,
very
it's
impressive.
showing that he's doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah.
and he
Those should be your numbers against those
Yeah.
things.
Also-
So he's doing exactly the right
Yeah.
thing.
also the eye test with me, for him, I should say, is he looks comfortable.
Yeah.
When he was up against the back of the end zone there, starting the drive, 3rd and long, drills N'Keal Harry right in the middle of the field. He is making the right plays. Like, he's playing safe football, but he's also making the right reads and right plays.
I will say, too, our offensive line is making it so easy. Like, they are doing such a good job so far. Pressure's been a total minimum.
To put comparison, Jacksonville's offensive line last night, or this year in general, Trevor Lawrence is running for his life. Clearly, Trevor's more talented than Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones has a better offensive line to work with.
Yeah.
Side note, Gardner Minshew had a terrible game. Terrible. Well, he threw the one pick in the end zone, which you don't want to do. But, like, that offensive... Either way. We're getting a little sidetracked, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Mac Jones has definitely impressed me. I think Cam might still get the start. He's going to get the starting job week 1. How long he gets it, like we said, the leash is short, things like that.
We also got to see. I was listening to the Sports Hub not too long ago, and this was after this was after the second game, talking about how like Cam looked pretty good, but then they said, but you got to realize they had 7 guys blocking. If you look at the tape, they had 7 guys blocking for him, not like they had an extra protection around him to give Cam more time. Granted, the offensive line's good anyway.
Yeah.
But he had more time to they were good. It wasn't like tough reads. Like
still completing the passes though.
Still completing the passes. But like, what's it look like when you can't have 7 guys?
That's where I think mobility comes into play. That's where I think Cam.
And
he's got good pocket presence. He's moving well. He still clearly has it. Mac Jones is too. But
I was just saying, Mac Jones, like you said, after watching him a few games, he is a little more athletic. Bless you.
He does move very well.
He's much more. I shouldn't say much more athletic. He's more athletic looking than I thought he would be, because I'm imagining college doughboy Mac Jones, and comparatively to some other rookie quarterbacks coming out of this, like Trey Lance, Justin Fields, those guys are way more athletic.
Yeah.
But seeing him run around a little outside the pocket and all that, I'm like, okay, this kid can actually move. He can actually move.
Well, thank God, because he's also 23. So, thank God you can move.
Yeah, it's just you compare him to guys coming out.
You can't compare him
like
to those guys.
said,
He's
Fields and Trey Lance.
He's a pocket passer. Like I don't expect him to be
but
Michael Vick. Like
no. But I was expecting young Tom Brady athleticism, and he is way above that.
Yeah, that's
not comparing him
young
to
Tom Brady is dead ass doughboy. Like that's
actual doughboy.
That's actual doughboy.
That guy,
anybody who runs a 40 like that is
that guy makes no sense.
Literally,
he ran it like Gumby.
Looks like a wet noodle when he really gets going.
Yeah,
although
and he juked Urlacher. That's just the craziest thing.
It really is.
It makes no sense. Shouldn't have happened.
Bro, Urlacher's probably seen that in his nightmares for the rest of his life.
No, to this day.
Yeah.
The most
Brian, why can't you sleep? Every fucking night, all I see is Tom's skinny little ankles breaking my own.
Brian. 20 years.
Let it go. It's Tom Brady. I can't let it go.
He can't move.
He couldn't juke out a fucking 5-year-old.
Yet he got me!
Hall of Famer. Brian, I like it.
Yeah, that's his whole speech. He's like, I can't accept this. Why? Tom Brady broke my ankles. I just take it back. It's all yours.
Don't make the bust.
Don't make the bust. Don't. Give me hair. Don't make the bust.
Give me hair.
Give me hair. Don't let people know it's me.
So who's impressed you?
Jameis Winston all day.
Last night.
Dude, last night was... And as much as I love Taysom Hill, wherever he is, somewhere he's up there, one of my favorite players. I love how versatile he is. He slimmed down. He actually lost like 15, 20 pounds because he wanted to really compete for the quarterback role. I think he will get playing time this year because Sean Payton's a mad fucking genius with his offense.
They also paid him a ton of money too, so you better play him.
It's also what they've been doing with him ever since Drew Brees was there too.
But as far as like passing the football, like physically, like Jameis Winston took the cake. He was I forget what he went last night, but there were a couple throws, like a 60-yard deep ball. You'd never see Drew Brees do that. To what was it, Callaway?
Callaway. He also impressed me. We talk about him too.
Yeah, he impressed me. With both of those catches. I think both of them for touchdowns, yeah.
Yes.
But 60-yard bomb in the air, double covered. Like, ball had to be perfect in order to, like, make this catch.
And there was pass interference.
Like, this dude was blanketed. But I'm more concerned with where he put the ball versus what happened with the 2 receivers. That ball was 2-3 feet in front of the closest defender. And obviously just in range for Callaway to get that.
Put it where the defender couldn't get it. And that's the
60 yards
thing.
downfield.
Exactly.
And then he did it again.
The thing that impressed me most with Jameis Winston last night was the fact that the arm talent was never questioned. It was the decision making.
Yeah.
And when he was with the Bucs, he just kept hucking it downfield. And last night you could see, he was making the right reads. He was throwing it underneath. He wasn't always risking it for the biscuit. And the 2 times he did last night, And you got to give some credit to Callaway because unbelievable catches.
Right.
But the receivers got to do some of his part. Where Jameis Winston, dots.
That dude,
Absolute
that
dots.
over the shoulder, that left one over the shoulder too. That one-handed catch,
Unbelievable catch, but like he's
unbelievable
putting it where
catch. But that's where that ball needs to be.
exactly.
That is like
Jameis Winston did his part. There was only one throw with Jameis last night where it was just like, "What are you doing?" But you can't complain.
No.
It was like mid-throw, you could tell he was going to go deep, but mid-throw he changed it, went to go underneath, and it was just a terrible throw. And that was the only mistake I saw him make last night.
yeah.
That's it.
But it's and like shout out Taysom Hill. I love the idea of having a good QB competition. But I think last night Jameis Winston was like, no.
He ran away with it.
Unless Taysom Hill balls out in this next preseason game, which I don't see it happening. I think this is Jameis' spot to lose. And I mean, this is kind of scary. The dude did throw for like 5,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. He also threw for 30 picks. But funny enough, actually, too, I looked up his stats, like his career stats. 1,300 passing yards, or like 1,280.
You mean 13,000?
13,000, yeah, sorry. 13,000 passing yards. 121 touchdowns and 83 picks.
It's the decision making.
So,
with him.
but his ratio isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be like
because
a
that
lot
one
more
season,
even.
like
the one season, really, that's what everyone remembers. Because I mean, coming out of college, he was Heisman. Am I correct on that?
Yes, it
Or
was
did-
either him or Mariota.
I think they both
pick.
won it. It was different years. They went back-to-back years winning it.
No, they were in the same draft. Him and Mariota. They went 1 and 2.
Okay, but either way, he balled out in college. I can't remember if he won Heisman, but like, so his physical talent was never the question. Like I've said, like probably 3 times already. The
Yeah.
decision making, and that's something you can learn. You need to learn how to read defenses. You can only teach so much physical
And
ability.
Sean Payton, like he is the king of checkdowns. Look at like
Well, Drew Brees.
literally exactly like that offense too. I think is way more tailored to his play style, like a gunslinger kind of play style than anything, because it really limits the amount of shots you're going to be taking like that.
Which
it's more
is
like make
perfect.
the right read. Yeah, like I actually think Jameis would succeed in our system as well. I think he'd be good on the Pats, just because it's like dude's got the deep ball as long as he can make the decision making.
That
Plays a lot like Cam Newton with a better arm. Like, it doesn't run nearly as well.
no,
I don't think.
I wouldn't do so much of that because Jameis Winston has a stronger arm than Cam.
Yeah.
But that's the nice thing with Jameis Winston on the Saints. Like you said, most of the offense is check downs here and there.
And,
But like when you need a big play, Jameis can make that
and
throw.
let's not forget too,
he can reach down
he
there.
chose to go to New Orleans to take a pay cut to learn from Drew Brees and Sean Payton. And if he gets a starting job and plays well, I mean, it's
The
kudos-
Saints are still a good team.
kudos.
yeah.
Oh, they have
Oh,
a top.
yeah.
They have a top 5 defense in the league. Don't forget that. They But
One
yeah,
of the-
they're like they're going to be scary good, especially if Jameis Winston can play to the number 1 draft pick potential that he has shown glimpses of his entire career, but just never fully lived up to.
Let's not forget he also has a top offensive line. Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. Michael Thomas underneath once he comes
has a
back.
winning record too as a starter, like with Tampa. Like he brought them before that. Yeah, that 30 for 30 season was like a 9-7 season.
It really is more the mental. Physical abilities is not the question with him. It was the mental, and last night showed me he was making the right decisions.
Just a phenomenal game.
It really props to him.
Sorry, Taysom?
Yeah, Taysom, you're going to be that
Yeah,
utility
Jesus,
Swiss Army knife kind of guy.
Oh, I love him though.
My guy, Troy.
You're not going to go.
Troy Polamalu?
Troy Polamalu.
Oh my God, he's back.
Polamalu?
Troy Polamalu.
Polamalu.
Troy Lance.
Just have a stroke.
A little.
Yeah.
Trey Lance has impressed me, and the big thing is it's not so much stats; it's his confidence and how he plays, his mobility.
That pause. Like, what were you looking at?
I don't
It's
know.
a black thing. It's just black.
But
You're like,
but Trey Lance, I think he's going to get the starting job at least midway through the season. I think you see Jimmy Garoppolo get put on the trade block.
Jimmy seems like he lost his confidence.
He is mentally
Oh, dude,
defeated.
he's
He's
so-
not there.
yeah.
I think Trey Lance fits Kyle Shanahan's offense better because Kyle Shanahan does more of the
I really think Trey
Dude,
Lance
that
is gonna
touchdown
struggle.
he had was a dot across the field too.
he does more of a college style, and Trey Lance, he's got the athleticism to work with that.
Yeah.
He has the confidence. Like he I know we made fun of him, not made fun of him, but questioned
Oh, I said
coming out of North Dakota. We're like,
I
what
still
the
think he's
heck?
going to struggle. Dude.
I think he's gonna fit
I
better
said
in
out
that
of
offense.
out of all the quarterbacks taken, I said he was the one that was going to be a bust.
I really think
Just
he's-
because like that program was winning before he got in there, he didn't like change anything.
not to mention,
But the
bro,
thing
he still like he put up numbers. I'm not taking that away from him, but
But
like
Colin Cowherd put it into perspective. Actually, the dude in the last 2 year or year, whatever it was, has thrown I think it was 20 something passes in the last
I'm just saying what I've seen.
365. In the last year, he's thrown maybe 20 completed passes.
But what I've seen out of him in the preseason, it doesn't look like he hasn't been playing. It looks like he's still
I'm sure
confident
he's been
out
practicing.
there. Well, clearly he's been practicing. He's not just. I know what you mean, like live action gameplay. He's still out there playing pretty well. His athleticism.
Shows.
It matches what Kyle Shanahan's going to be looking for.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the 49ers. They have an elite defense.
And
Everyone
coach.
forgets that, but that's because they were just killed with
Elite
injuries
defense,
last
elite
year.
coach.
You still have George Kittle as weapon. He has weapons around him. Debo Samuel. He has pieces to work with, so he doesn't have to be the man off the rip. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo gets the starting job at first, but I think Trey Lance is clearly going to be their guy for the future.
No shit.
But what I mean is, I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. I think
you
it's
train up for him?
No.
You gonna start him?
no. I mean, this season where a lot of people are like, "Oh, maybe next season." Everyone's like, "This is still Jimmy's team." It's I don't think it's going to be his team for long.
I don't know. Unless Jimmy really sucks. I think they're in the same position we are.
if Jimmy
really think Trey Lance is
But what is
a
Jimmy?
lot more raw of a prospect. Mac Jones is more NFL ready because he's 23. He's in a great system with Nick Saban. He's been starting for 2 years with Alabama.
I think so.
But
Mac
Jones?
Jones? No, he only started 1 year with Alabama.
Was it one?
Was it one? I thought it was two.
Pretty sure it was only one.
Either way, dude balled out. I think he's more ready. He's older too. He's clearly has more experience, more college experience than Trey Lance. I really think Trey Lance just needs to play catch up. Not saying he's bad, but I'm saying there's
more. I know what you're saying. Where Mac Jones is more NFL ready than Trey Lance.
He's done more. Yeah.
I think Trey Lance he fits in a very good system there with Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, there's a reason they got him over everybody else. They're
exactly. And Jimmy Garoppolo, just like you said, what has he done in recent years? He hasn't even played a full season since when? And when he does play, he just doesn't look confident. I mean, even before the Super Bowl he was in,
I feel bad.
He looked like nervous.
No,
he didn't look like a killer.
That was his fall from grace.
Honestly, yeah, because when he was in New England, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the next Tom Brady."
Well, think about it
too. He played really well with us.
He did, but then he fell off. The big thing with, I feel like it's kind of like with him and Carson Wentz, the confidence. When you have no more confidence anymore, and clearly Carson Wentz is worse. I'm not saying he's Carson Wentz, but
it's not.
when you mentally are going at yourself inside, you start losing physical abilities and things
a real
like that.
Thing.
It's.
I mean, it definitely affects play style. If you are mentally defeated, you're not going to play well. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing. If you're mentally defeated in anything in life, and you're going to go out and try to do it, it's you got to...
Especially,
it's a fat fucking hurdle, dude.
So that's why I think Trey Lance is eventually going to take the starting job this year. I think you might see Jimmy Garoppolo be put on the trading block. Does anyone trade for him? Probably not, because the league is so quarterback saturated, and Jimmy Garoppolo still has a pretty fat contract for a guy that would be on your bench.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Jimmy... that Super Bowl run, that whole run was really not Jimmy. It was Mostert and Hines, right? Was it Hines?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, I remember that.
Mostert, Matt Breida, and who else?
No, it was Breida. Breida's the other one I was thinking about. I don't know why I thought. No, Hines is on the fucking Colts.
Yeah. Naheem
But
Hines.
I remember there was one game, it was either the NFC Championship game or the divisional game. Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 9 times.
Yeah,
it was something staggeringly low.
That run was literally running the ball. He had nothing to do with that. And if he could throw the ball, 49ers have another ring. Do you remember that overthrow we had?
Yep.
Wide open. Overthrew him. I think, wasn't it Sanders or something? Something like that.
I don't remember who it was, but it was clear. It would have been a touchdown. He beat the defender by 3 yards.
He had him
It was clearly going to be a touchdown.
I'm forgetting the play.
It was right in the middle of the field. It was near the end of the game.
It would have changed the game. The 49ers
would have won. Probably had to have a ring.
I feel like a dunce right now. I cannot think of this play.
It's okay, buddy.
That's because everybody's just the Chiefs won.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, everyone says, if Jimmy makes that play, 49ers probably win the Super Bowl.
100%.
Was that the pass? No, I'm thinking of the pass interference with Kittle.
No, it was literally right in the middle of the field.
It was downfield.
I was definitely.
We'll look it up after,
Sanders.
but
yeah,
it was
I do
so clearly. It was an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Trey Lance has impressed me. Confidence is the big thing.
Can I throw 2 more names in there?
Yeah, go right
I've
ahead.
only
Go right
now.
ahead.
Full disclosure, I've really only watched Patriots
That's fair.
games.
That's fair.
So
I'll say
keeping it local.
I know who you're gonna say.
One is J.J. Taylor.
Oh, with that spin, we talked about it a little the other day. When
He's
we were
looked
talking
phenomenal.
preseason, But
Two is Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby,
Yes.
I
He actually looks like he knows what he's doing.
well, who is he? I think a lot of his stat. Well, I mean, he's not the number one guy anymore, so that's clearly helping.
no, but that's
But it don't forget too. This is preseason football. Is he doing it against number twos? Is he doing it against number fours?
I would say
Regardless, he's getting the ball thrown to him because he's open and he's catching it. That's
Yeah.
like really what I'm looking for.
Just a receiver. Just
And
Literally, yes, yes.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
I know
But if
you're
he can
right.
just
I know
be
you're
one of
right.
these slant underneath guys, we're not going deep this year.
Yeah.
The Patriots don't have a deep threat. Aguilar,
Oof,
which exactly that's the deep threat. That's the deep threat.
I guess he had an
You know
outlier
what, though?
year.
As
Vegas.
far as like a deep ball, he did pretty decent with Derek Carr.
I know, can he
Like,
do it again though? Or is it one of those years?
Yeah. As far as a deep threat, though, he's not an awful deep threat. You definitely have to respect him.
He's gotten better, but the fact that is the deep threat for the Patriots.
Well, the
But-
fact that he also was on the other side was Henry Ruggs, so it probably helped him.
Yeah.
But now he's going to be focused a lot more.
I don't really think he will be. I
No,
think he might
like
get a couple
focused on.
number
I mean,
ones.
defense. Like the defense will focus on him a lot more than.
Just
Even
as
that,
the main
though, I don't
deep
think
threat.
because I think a lot of defenses are going to more focus on our running in the tight end. Play action is going to be huge for us, dude. Like that's where he's going to shine. I think play action deep down the field. You get one-on-one coverage and he burns the guy right off the rip. It's like
Who do you put?
who do you make the throw?
As your defender, say you're defending the Patriots. Who do you put your number one corner on?
Hunter Henry, maybe. I don't know. I mean, even
But are you going to
that's
put your
tough.
number one corner on tight ends all game?
I mean, you could arguably put your number one corner on Jonnu Smith.
Dude, the fact that the fact that we really don't have a solid number one really bothers me.
The New
I don't
England
think
Patriots.
I
the
don't
New
think that's a
England.
bad thing for us, though.
the-
We're going to run.
Oh, I know, but
especially
like,
if we keep,
hell,
like you just said, J.J. Taylor, like has impressed. We have 4 legit running backs right now. Like I don't want to cut anybody. Sony Michel's fighting for his life.
So
I'm gonna-
like we said,
I'm gonna
Sony's
let him. I'm gonna let him ride it out.
catching.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like J.J. Taylor, he's looked phenomenal. Especially,
He
I want to
has.
see if he can catch. Because
He
like
doesn't even have to.
when you're 5'5", like let me you need to do everything you can. Like let's I as much as I like J.J. Taylor, he's probably going to be the odd man out. But
I don't know.
but that's the thing. We have like he's legit. He's playing well. I really like the guy. But you can't keep 4 running backs.
who did you want me to say?
I thought you were going to say Stevenson, the kid from Oklahoma.
Oh, I feel like that
Rahman.
was too easy.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he hasn't impressed me because, like,
Bro, just the running game in general.
the Patriots' running game has impressed overall so
Yeah.
far. But Stevenson, the way he runs, he doesn't stop moving his legs, and I love it. Him and Damian Harrison are going to be they're
Harris.
two.
Harrison.
Is it Harris? It is
Harris,
Harris.
yeah.
Damian Harris. Those are going to be the two
Harrison
power
is my
backs. I love
father.
it. Where did that come out of?
Don't fucking know.
Out of pocket.
What?
Please don't call me Harrison is my father.
What does that even mean?
Don't fucking know, dude.
What is going on right now,
I have no idea.
dude? You just
Sorry, I took a couple mushrooms for the show. They're hitting me now. I didn't actually. No, I'm just.
I just want to clarify.
I'm sorry. You look like a lizard. You are just colors at this point. I'm not. I'm just seeing sound.
You were just colors.
I think that's all we got for today. Okay, yeah, thanks for joining in here at Sports on Tap. If you like what we're doing, we do have a merch store. The link will be down in the description below. Also, if you could follow, like, share, and subscribe.
All that jazz. Dude.
All that
the jazz.
all that jazz.
All the
All
jazz
that
hands.
jazz.
Bro. We haven't done jazz hands in a hot minute. We
You
also
like-
haven't done what's on tap.
You like jazz?
You like-
You like John?